I'll never forget it. It was the fall of 2001, and I was just hired as a video scout for the Milwaukee Bucks. And I'm driving into the practice facility at St. Francis in the Cousins Center, and Rick Majerus, the great coach of Utah and Marquette, and George Karl, the longtime coach of the Bucks, and went on with Denver in a successful career. And all of a sudden, I'm working on this video editing project in the back, and I hear my name being bellowed out, Derek! I go, man, what'd I do? Did I screw something up already? So I take this walk. It's literally a 10-second walk. It felt like 15 minutes. And George Karl was like, Derek, can you just take out this garbage can? And it was not your normal-sized office garbage can. We're talking about a garbage bag full of pizza boxes, wine bottles, beer cans, French fry boxes. You name it, it was in there. Hour later, same thing. I hear my name. I walk over there. Garbage bag number 2, 2 hours. Hour number 3, garbage bag number 3, just full. And I share this not because I'm an intern doing the little things. I share this because this is the reality of business. This is the reality of C-level positions today. So then I'm reading through some articles in the health and fitness industry, and in 400 BC, Hippocrates actually said perfect health is just the right amount of food and just the right amount of exercise, not too much and not too little. I don't know about you, but I think Hippocrates is probably doing burpees in his grave right now, trying to get out of there. Today, we're actually taught to trust our guts. And as I'm walking through here today, I go in the buffet area, and there are a lot of people trusting their guts right now. After dinner, we hear about this healthy frozen yogurt, right? Yo Mama in Tosa, and conveniently placed in the middle of the yogurt shop, all these nice toppings for everybody. So this is the problem. We look like this as a society. We feel behind, exhausted, stressed, toxic, don't take time to work out, impatient, irritable, don't spend enough time with our families, not focused. Monday mornings, 9 a.m., most heart attacks occur because people are miserable. They're not happy at all. So then I have some fun with this. I put in burnout in Amazon. 3,000 books come up. I put in work-life balance. 16,000 plus books come up. And then I put in stress. 40,000 plus. So right there, you have 60,000 plus books just come up like that. And I get a kick out of it that says Amazon, their tagline is, and you're done. It would take me till I'm 200 years old to read a book every single day to get through all those books on those problems today. So we're running on empty. You do it with money, you go broke. You do it with your energy, and you are burnt out. That is our reality today. So burnout is actually a symptom. It's not the problem. We hear a lot of times, oh, I need a vacation. And this is going to solve our problems. Vacation is nothing more than a Band-Aid. We need to take time to recharge and recover every single day. So what are the problems? I think the first problem that we have out there are interruptions. And this is true. I was at Stone Creek Coffee the other day in the North Shore, and I saw a gentleman with his phone, head down, into the women's bathroom, went to the bathroom, came out, and didn't even notice it at all. The average Fortune 500 CEO in 2008 averaged 90 minutes of productivity every single day. Today, they're at 28 minutes at best in productivity. Interruptions cost businesses $10,000 per employee. If you have 100 employees, that's $1 million it's costing you just through interruptions. It's a huge problem. The second problem, which I'm going to focus more on today, sitting. What you're doing right now is killing you. Maybe not at Potawatomi because of the smoking, but they say sitting is actually the new smoking. We sit more than 9 hours a day. We sleep less than 7 hours in a day. I took this picture when I was dropping off Ellie at school today. The kids playing, having a good time. Don't say anything to my daughter, my wife, but she's actually in the pink in last place. I got to work on that a little bit when they're running around. But the guy that's sitting down, he was actually standing up 20 seconds before that. It's like we have these 25-second beepers in our pockets that go off, and all of a sudden we have to take a seat. How many people worked out today or yesterday? Raise your hand. You guys are weird. You're all weird. Only 20% of people actually belong to health clubs. And this room right here is that top 10% that actually use health clubs on a regular basis. So what is the goal? The goal of this presentation is for us in this room to make Live Well, Lead Well a true team corporate value in our businesses today. To do that, we have to understand the fears that people actually have before working out. They have a fear of no friends, of isolation, fear of being out of shape, fear of feeling like a klutz. And the fourth one, and probably the most important one for us, is that a lot of times they fear you. They're afraid that they're not going to get their work done, so they don't take the time to do what they need to do. So we need to lead at the top to make this okay today. Where's the Dodge group? Are they in here? So this is a great example. When I was talking to a couple people with this group, the number one reason that they said for their success was flexibility. Tim gives them the flexibility to use the Hanson Dodge Fitness Center every single day, and that's why they believe they get the results that they get today. So how do we do this? How do we make Live Well, Lead Well a true corporate value? And I'm going to walk you through a personal philosophy I think really applies to this. Go ape, get results. So attitude is your foundation. It'll make or break you. P, the priorities, point you in the right direction. And then E, execution. That's the focus and the discipline. It's actually the goal-getting phase. So let's start with attitude, the foundation. It'll make or break you. Is Liz in here today? All right. Liz, this is an awesome story. We chatted the other day. Here's her story. At BBB, we just started a wellness program. I was inspired to enter the Fittest Exec competition after meeting with Mary Starr. My own interest for wellness started in my early 40s when I was suddenly stricken with MS. I could no longer work and was bedridden. It might have been a blessing to have my health stripped away because it made me appreciate just how precious my health is to me. The change in my attitude was most significant. Today, a lot of us, we get negative because of little things. Your computer freezes or your phone freezes. It's just like, give it a second. You know, just give it a second. Or remember 20 years ago when we had those phones, the zeros, if they had 2 zeros in a row, it went. And then all the way back. So just think like 20 years ago what we were doing. So a lot of times just being patient and thinking. According to Gallup, it costs us $350 billion a year in lost productivity just because of unhappiness, unhappy employees. Happy employees actually decreases burnout, increases sales, increases innovation, and decreases turnover just by being happy. So what we need to do is stop complaining. If we could kick the people most responsible for our problems today, none of us would be sitting today. Although maybe that's a good thing today because we'd be moving. But we need to take 1/10 of that energy and put it into problem solving, making Live Well, Lead Well a priority. So I want everybody to shut their eyes. And I'm going to take some things away from you. I took away your family, your health, your car, your house, your favorite hobby. Would you want it back? You're darn right you'd want it back. We don't have it that bad. So what I'd like you to do is we got to open our eyes, literally and figuratively, and be happy. So why is attitude the foundation of Live Well, Lead Well? 3 reasons. First reasons, we live in fish bowls. According to the book Primal Leadership, 80% of the way somebody sees an organization is through the leader. So if the leader is energetic, happy, working out, it's going to create a ripple effect through the organization. Second reason, this is a member of ours at the WAC. Before picture, 18 months later. And I asked her, I said, from a corporate wellness standpoint, what was the number one thing that changed for you? I was expecting more energy, better focus. She said, people are nicer to me. So it changes the whole attitude. I didn't even thought about that. People are actually nicer to her now because of that success story. Number 3, just optimistic thinking. The goal for us would be to think gym clothes, gym shoes over lazy boy, bed, pillow. Optimism, most powerful tool for your success. P, priorities, point you in the right direction. In 1953, the average size of a home was under 1,000 square feet, and about 4 people lived in those homes. Today, the average size of a home is over 2,500 square feet. This is Michael Jordan's crib, 28,000 square feet. And barely 2 people live in a house today. And here's the real kicker with this. Happiness levels since then are flat or down. So where are our priorities? It's more, better, bigger, bigger. But happiness is actually down. So we have to find our passions. An exercise I like to do is, what do you sing about? What do you cry about? What do you dream about? To find those passions if you don't know your passions. Passions are fuel for your willpower. It turns your willpower into want power. So for me, I'll share mine. What do I sing about? You don't want to hear me sing. It's awful. So I listen to music. It's working out. So wellness, passion number 1. 2, what do you cry about? Family. How much time do you spend with them? How long are they going to be around? Thinking of a countdown, right? If I live to be around 80, that gives me 47 years, hopefully longer, times 52 weekends with immediate family at home. That would be just over 2,400 quality interactions. And that's if my daughters stay in Tulsa, Wisconsin for the rest of their lives and never move away at all. Parents, right? 20 years, hopefully way longer than that. See them maybe monthly. It's only 240 more interactions with your parents forever. Dream. What do you dream about? Sharing, growth, allowing other people to accomplish their goals. So we find your priorities. This is what a lot of people's days look like. There's stuff all over the place. So zoning in on it. So taking those priorities, what I like to do is have a daily 5 or 5 impact actions every single day. Mine would be family, faith, exercise, nutrition, and then studying. And then the +1 would be the one big project you want to complete where you work every single day. So what I'm going to focus on is the exercise and nutrition. The Franklin Covey matrix, it's putting those 5 impact actions into quadrant 2, which are the not urgent, important items. These are the things that a lot of people say, I want to do, but never do, but they're the most important. When we're making decisions, we can't think addition. Think cut. What are you going to cut to actually add this in? So some examples, getting rid of the weeds, getting rid of the day-to-day things. Some things that I've given up would be TV, playing excessive amounts of basketball, other people's opinions of you or me. Worry. How about giving up worrying? If you worry 3 hours a week for a whole year, that's 156 hours of worry, and if only 5% of those worries came true, you just wasted 148 hours just worrying. And the news, watching the news, reading the news, does it fit in the box? Is it doing anything for you? So why make live well, lead well a true priority? 5 reasons. First reason, people glow. I see it every day at the WAC downtown. People walk in kind of grumpy, kind of crabby, and all of a sudden they leave, they're happy. It's amazing. It's like magic. It's the glow factor. Second reason, everybody stand up. Sit down. Stand up. Sit down. Point. Exercise, number 1 way to boost brain power. Your brain is only 2% of the size of your body, but it's responsible for 25% of the glucose consumption in your body. So you have to keep it nourished. Ask yourself, what is the meaning of your life? I asked Todd Meisner this question. Todd, are you here? Here's what Todd said. In 2006, my wife Deneen and I were not active until she signed up for a half marathon. A few months later, she said her goal was to run a half marathon in all 50 states. Since I enjoy spending time, what is the meaning of your life? He says time with Deneen. I made a decision to train and join her on the quest. As of today, she has logged 22 states. We head to Germany in 2 weeks and South Carolina in 3 weeks. My wife is truly an inspiration, and I never would have become fit without her. Fourth reason, keeps you younger. According to the book, Occupy Medicine, there's a 30-year offset. So an unfit 40-year-old and a fit 70-year-old, they're actually the same age. So it keeps people younger, allows people to work longer. And the fifth reason, recruiting, is often overlooked. If you allow people to lead full and healthy lives, people will be lining up the door and actually want to work for you. Attitude, foundation, P, priorities, point you in the right direction. E, execution, it's the goal getting, it's the focus, and it's a discipline. So a lot of us were good at 30,000 feet. We understand, yeah, we should be happy. I know that I should work out, I should eat well. But as far as actually actions, the E is at a 1 or a 2. So here, I'm going to eat healthy on Monday. I'm going to work out on Monday. And at noon, they got a brownie smashed in their tooth. I'm going to believe the brownie, the action, every single time, because that's the reality of the situation. In the 1800s, philosopher Søren Kierkegaard, he was the first one to talk about a leap of faith. The first one to say, you don't have to be your parents, you don't have to be your grandparents, you don't have to be your ancestors. Take a leap, and we have to take a leap to actually execute what we want to execute today. So how do you actually execute Live Well, Lead Well to be a true core strategy? 3 reasons: culture, environment, and then wellness programs. So first way, culture. It's our DNA. It's how we're wired. It prevents the wrong people and the wrong thinking from entering the organization. So how do you change the culture? You got to lead by routine. A lot of us have great routines, so we're leading by those routines. I'm going to share my routine, but first, I'm going to start with my routine starting in grade school. So every day before school for about 8 years, I found $1 at my mom's house, and I went to the donut shop, Gilbert's Bakery, Manitowoc, Wisconsin, got a white Long John, a chocolate, and a crawler. The white and the chocolate before school, and then after school I saved the crawler every single day. Mom, did you know that? That's crazy. High school. Played basketball. We got out of school at 3 o'clock. Started basketball practice at 4:30. So what did we do? We went to BK every single day. Whopper, value meal, with cheese, Hershey pie for the road. Never felt anything in my stomach. And then my first job out of college, I was the assistant concession manager at Miller Park. 7th inning, people are doing the stretch, having some fun, and I'm doing the 7th inning binge, having this delivered to my office in the 7th inning. So that was my routine then. Here it would be now, focusing on the few, not assuming the few. Vince Lombardi, the first day of practice, always said, "Gentlemen, this is a football." And I think about that the same way as this. Food, planning your exercise, planning your water, all wrapped up in a sleeping bag, which is often forgotten, planning your sleep. The few fundamentals. So food. Dr. Oz always talks about don't make an eating decision until after lunch, so you don't waste the mental energy planning that. So once you get it down right, and I would like to take it even a step further, don't make an eating decision until dinner every single night. So planning all your snacks through the afternoon. Planning your exercise. For me, I actually don't plan what I'm going to do for an exercise standpoint until I walk into the gym. What's most important is actually packing your gym clothes, putting them by the door. And also, I think what's important for this room is to plan out who you're going to work out with. Taking your headphones off, getting out of the workout bubble, and inviting your team to work out with you. Maybe set a goal initially. I'm just going to work out with one teammate a month to bring them along with me like everything else, leading by example. Planning your water, making water a conscious decision. Water is 75% of your body, so it helps everything. I have to actually take 4 water bottles to work every single day, because if I bring one, I'll never refill it, and I'll just drink one. So find out what works for you. Sleeping. According to the National Sleep Foundation, less than 65% of people get 7 hours of sleep. And when you're in that 4 and 5 hour range, we act like we're drunk. We're impaired. So we have to get that 7 hours every single night. That was planning, preparation. During the day, trying the Pomodoro technique, which I call the cheese ball technique. What it is, 4 sets, 25 minutes, focus time at work, 5-minute break. The 5-minute break can be walking around, stretching, doing some push-ups. I look like a complete cheese ball, and that's why I call it the cheese ball technique. So I remember that, and the staff knows what it is. Teaching your routine. So having a good routine, and then actually teaching your routine to the team. Teaching micro actions. Going from 1 to 2, 1 to 3, not 1 to 10 overnight. Teaching people that just a walk, or stretching, or just starting to take water, or packing vegetables 2 times a week is a way to start. Listening. How about performance reviews? You can ask a simple question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy were you last quarter or last 6 months, depending on how often you do it? If they say a 7 or 8, what would it take to get you that 9 or 10? A lot of times they say, I want more energy, job promotion, I want to feel better. So maybe giving a gift of fitness, helping them out in that realm from a performance standpoint. Praising their progress. Art. Are you in here? No. How about Angie Krieger? All right, these are people that have made the biggest strides. I'd call it the most improved in this competition. Art lost 11 pounds and 3% body fat during his 90 days. For those of you that know Art, he actually jokingly said that he's going to be going to Height Watchers right after the program. So he's going to go right from here to there. Angie, her story. Core Creative has a wellness program spearheaded by Patty Schauer. All employees are offered a library of wellness-related materials. When I decided to enroll, I checked out the Insanity DVD, lost 8 pounds, have more energy, feel better, can do real push-ups, have a Serena-like tennis serve now. Because of the Fittest Exec competition, wellness is now a habit, and the Wisconsin Athletic Club wants to ensure their journeys don't end, so we're going to award them with additional personal training with their trainers, Alex and Jordan. So congrats. Culture was one. Changing the environment is a way to execute number 2. So walking meetings. I had about 30 meetings in the last 3 days, and I asked 15 people to do walking meetings. Only one person said no. So out of the 14, actually 30 of them were walking meetings. And the biggest objection I get from that, how do we take notes? And what I say to that is actually send your agenda ahead of time. You're more prepared and you're more present in the meeting. That's how you do walking meetings. And according to Mary Starr, she had a great idea with bringing your phones, just using the voice recorder for that, to take notes. Staying fit from afar, taking examples from the hotel industry and bringing it into business. Intercontinental, their coat racks double up as pull-up bars. Some of the Westins, you can actually rent rooms that have the balls and the bands and the gym toys in there. You can rent shoes, you can rent workout gear, and you can rent bikes. So we can bring some of these ideas into the workplace. Treadmill desks. These actually start at $1,000. So maybe you just start with 1 or 2 and have people sign them out. The STAR group took an incredible leap of faith and implemented a nutrition policy. 100% of people signed it. And the goal is to minimize the temptation at work to lose self-control or at any event or function that they have. So an example would be a brewer outing, having hummus and veggies there as an option. And they're working on a physical movement policy as well right now. Programming. This will be number 3. At WAC, we do something called Fit University for our newer members. It's finding a program that actually fits you, because we know that every single year, 15 million people join gyms and 12 million quit. So the front door is open, but the back door is open. So the way to close the back door is to actually incentivize, reward them, and get them connected to something that they enjoy, which is our Fit You program, which should come into the workplace. Challenges, we hear that a lot. In the 411 building, we did a challenge where companies went against each other. 2 years ago, we called it the 411 Challenge. Last year, we called it the 411 Movement. By changing that one word, participation doubled because it was less intimidating through that. Anybody can move. NML has an indoor walking program. What's unique about it is they actually have stations set up. So it's more fun. It engages people. Stations with gym toys, balls, bands. Mary Chris O'Grady with Duco, they are actually doing a family boot camp. Mary, are you in here? Family boot camp. So the best one that they had was a 6-week boot camp. About 50 people participated. Combined weight loss was around 400 pounds, about 400 inches. A spouse lost 38 pounds, and their son stopped eating sugar. So it's the whole accountability, because studies show if you work out with somebody, that you're going to be 3 times more likely to be successful, and you actually become the combined average of the 5 people that you're closest to, which is a lot of times your family. WAC, we do a Try It series, which is like our farmers market, where we actually take fitness to you guys, so you can look at any program, event, and we can bring it into your company. Technology. This could be like the effort, profit, and loss statement for fitness. Hatch Staffing is now doing a challenge at our TOSA Club. And these are customized belts. So somebody that's out of shape and somebody in shape, they're actually competing at the same level because it's about effort. One of my favorites, Direct Supply. This is the last one. Direct Supply, their executives They're all doing health risk assessments. So the first week they did them all first. The second week, they were out there signing up their staff as they came into work the next week. So the goal is to make Live Well, Lead Well a true team corporate value. So I want everybody to take the pledge and actually make Live Well, Lead Well that core value, taking that to the power of you, to the power of your team. You can control how big or how small you want that to be. Times your time, those daily actions, will equal results to the power of your business. The goal would be for quadrant 2 to actually look big. Because that's what core value isn't Live Well, Lead Well going to actually help. So again, I ask, what is the meaning of your life? For Todd, it's to spend time with his wife, run 50 marathons in 50 states. For me, it's to see my kids. Since 1944, Smokey the Bear has been saying only you can prevent forest fires. Well, today, only you can leap out of your chair and make Live Well, Lead Well a true corporate value. Wellness is a universal prescription. Wellness is the wonder drug. Wellness is the answer. Thank you.